Oh, it is. It is Tuesday episode of Donno Daily here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. I am Alex Donno with you for the next hour or so. Sometimes we go very long, sometimes we go a little long, sometimes we end it right on time. And I'm going to be trying to end it right on time today at about 3 p.m. because I've got a proper football match to watch, a Milan derby between Internazionale, my beloved Inter Milan taking on AC Milan. So we're going to talk some Dolphins and some Heat until that time. Guys, you know the drill by now. Whether you're with us live, 1:59 p.m., April the 19th, year of our Lord 2022, or if you join us later on via replay, no matter, smash that like button. Smash it. Smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to 5 Reasons Sports on YouTube. Want to welcome in those I see chiming in early on the live chat. Our guy Big Dan 305 is in. Good afternoon, Donno. Good afternoon to you, Big Dan. David is already getting after it. We're going to be talking about Tua Tagovailoa today. You guys might actually be surprised. I'm going to say I think quite a few nice things about Tua. You know, David writes in, when Tua is the only question mark on offense, I mean, maybe a couple of offensive linemen still, but I will entertain your point. He says, when Tua is the only question mark on offense, I think people are not hard enough on him. Heck, if players like Tyreek Hill have a bad season, it's not going to be Tyreek Hill's fault, as we already know what he can do. So, okay, my friends, remember, smash of the like and subscribe to 5 Reasons Sports on YouTube. This has been talked about a lot over the last couple of days because, you know, Tua did mention it, and he seems to be fine with the fact that there is pressure on him, whether you think that pressure is deserved or not. Is the pressure on Tua Tagovailoa overstated? My short answer is no, it's not. The longer answer is I think there's a catch here, guys. I think parts of the pressure that are on Tua heading into the 2022 season are just factually incorrect, red herrings of arguments, and certain members of the national media just focusing on the wrong things when it comes to Miami's quarterback. So, a lot of the blowhards out there, they think Tua, for whatever reason, they think he literally can't throw it more than 20 yards downfield, which it just isn't true, man. It just isn't true. Yes, he doesn't have as strong of an arm as Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, just to name a few of the strongest armed quarterbacks in the league. But the idea that Tua has an actual noodle for an arm, it's ridiculous. And, you know, Barry Jackson wrote about this in the Miami Herald earlier this week. He says anybody who watched Tua complete bomb after bomb at Alabama knows he can throw deep. Is he one of the best in the league at that? No, but at least adequate, absolutely. And he reminds us, we played this clip on the air a few weeks ago. His trainer Nick Hicks posted video of Tagovailoa launching a 70-yard pass this offseason to Lynn Bowden. Last season, Barry writes, and here's the stats to back it up. Now, couple things that were different about Alabama, of course. The receivers were a lot more wide open. Maybe Tyreek Hill can do that, but his receivers at Alabama were a lot more wide open than his receivers in Miami the last couple of years. And also, I will note, Tua's time at Alabama was pre-hip surgery. I'm hoping that now, what are we, probably year and a half removed, almost 2 years removed from the hip surgery. He's gotten more of that torque back because I wonder how much that compromised him. But here's some stats that Barry threw out there. Last season, Tagovailoa completed 14 of 29 passes that traveled at least 20 air yards. That 48% accuracy ranks second in the league, narrowly behind Justin Herbert. As a rookie, Jackson points out, if Tagovailoa hadn't seen his receivers drop 3 well-thrown deep balls, he would have completed 13 of 29 such passes of 20 more air yards, which is 45%. So he says, if you eliminate drops, now, if my aunt had a pair of balls, she'd be my uncle, but we'll entertain it. If you eliminate drops, Tagovailoa would have completed 46.5% of his deep throws in his first 2 seasons. That accuracy is top 5 in the league. So right off the bat, you know, when you hear people like Ryan Clark, Teddy Bruschi Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless said that Tyreek Hill should just retire instead of coming to play in Miami because, essentially, the quarterback literally cannot throw him the football. Tyreek Hill might as well just retire. So when you see, and another part of that is a lot of these same analysts who say certain things about Tua that aren't necessarily factually correct. And doesn't it come down to, in a certain way, it's like Dolphin fans can drag Tua a little bit, but some of these outsiders, when they're a little bit too unreasonable and they're just clearly not watching games, it's a little bit ridiculous. But you hear some of these media guys act as though Tyreek Hill, who's now a Miami Dolphin, is only capable of running go routes. And that the only way to complete any balls to Tyreek Hill is if you're literally slinging it 40, 50, 60 air yards down the field. Otherwise, he's not going to catch anything. That's also ridiculous. And it's also false. So many of Tyreek Hill's big plays come from balls that he catches near or sometimes even behind the line of scrimmage, because we saw a lot of those last year with Pat Mahomes. Nobody completed more passes behind the line of scrimmage than Patrick Mahomes did last year. So I don't think either of these things are true. Is Tua incapable of throwing deep downfield? No, he's not incapable of that. He is capable of that. He's not as good at it as some of the other quarterbacks, but he's capable of it. And then the fallacy of Tyreek Hill being incapable of catching anything thrown less than 40 yards down the field, that's also patently absurd. So, okay, if you take those fallacies out of the conversation, erroneous fallacies, if you take those out of the conversation, you get back to the original question. Title of this episode: is there pressure on Tua Tagovailoa? Is the pressure overstated? I don't think it's overstated. As long as people are getting the narrative and the facts right, I don't think it's overstated. But yeah, guys, there is pressure. There is a lot of it, and that's okay. We don't need to pretend that Tua is a high school quarterback, okay? He's a professional. He's one of 32 starting quarterbacks in the National Football League. And the reason why there's so much pressure on him heading into 2022 is because this team should be really good. Because this team looks really good on paper. And the better the offense looks, the better the weapons look, the more pressure there is for the quarterback to get the football to everyone, to take care of the football, and to put points on the board, okay? Don't act like it's an insult to Tua to say that there's pressure on him. The NFL, the old saying goes, NFL stands for not for long, okay? If Tua doesn't thrive with these new weapons this year, then a year from now, perhaps the Dolphins will try to find someone who can. That's business. That's the business of the NFL. That's the business of trying to win. When you do what the Miami Dolphins have just done, signing Tyreek Hill to a $120 million contract after trading for him and giving up high draft picks to do it, giving Teron Armstead a $75 million contract, signing the likes of Cedric Wilson, Raheem Mostert, and Chase Edmonds, along with guard Connor Williams, to hopefully revolutionize your offense, yeah, you expect your quarterback to be able to maximize that talent. That's a reasonable expectation to have in the National Football League. The difference between those of us who actually watch the Dolphins play and those who just like to spit nonsense in the media who probably don't watch the Dolphins is, if you're like me, I've at least got an open mind that the quarterback may be good enough to maximize that talent and spread the football around. Some of you would come right out and say, oh, absolutely, this is going to be Tua's coming out party. This is what he's been waiting for. He's been mistreated, misused, terrible coaching. This guy was just waiting for the right coaching and the right supporting cast to break out. You're even more bullish on Tua than me, but I'm at least open-minded to it. Some people act as though it's just a waste of draft picks and a waste of money to bring in a guy like Tyreek Hill. It's a complete waste of time to bring in a guy like Teron Armstead. No, I think that all these players the Dolphins added are going to make the Dolphins offense better and will make Tua better and at least give Tua an opportunity to succeed, okay? There's nothing wrong with pressure. That's how diamonds are formed. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Other sources of pressure, let me look at some of the, because not all parts of the narrative are unfair, right? What did Tua have working against him the last couple of years? awful offensive line, subpar supporting talent at skill positions, really, really bad offensive coaching, right? He was recovering from a serious injury coming out of college. So there are some parts of the narratives that are a little bit unfair towards Tua. Other sources of pressure, though, that I think are fair, why people look at Tua and say, okay, young man, it's time to break out. It's time to put all your skills together to align all this talent and hopefully get the Dolphins some playoff wins in the near future, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance or a Super Bowl win in the near future. Wouldn't that be nice? But you think about something that is, to an extent, fair. Tua has missed multiple games due to injury his first 2 years in the NFL, missed multiple games due to injury at Alabama. Franchise quarterbacks need to stay on the field. That's part of the deal. The most successful franchise quarterbacks, when you think about the Tom Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers, the Brett Favre's, the Peyton Mannings. I know Peyton had a serious neck injury, recovered from it, won another Super Bowl after that. Tom Brady missed a full season with a knee injury, but outside of that, was not an injury-prone guy. Yet to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL, you have to be consistently available. That just comes with the job. Now, I'm happy the Dolphins have covered their asses this year, because last year, their backup quarterback, who had to start 4 games, I think he started, Jacoby Brissett, unfit for the job. And he single-handedly cost the Dolphins victories. They went out and got Teddy Bridgewater. So at least you got a safety net. You got a better safety net this year. If Tua, as he's done the last 2 years, has to miss some games, you've got a better safety net. But still, the expectation of a true franchise quarterback in the NFL, you have to be consistently healthy and available. Now that the offensive line is better, and I think they're going to continue to add to the O-line, if not through free agency, definitely in the draft. I think we need to find more depth at the center position, for example. Maybe you got to hope and pray Austin Jackson can be a good right tackle this year. I don't think the Dolphins are done with the offensive line, but the offensive line is getting better. We should expect Tua to get hit less than he got hit the last couple of years, and thus get hurt less. Get hit less, get hurt less. That's usually the way it works when you play quarterback in the NFL. But yeah, he's got pressure to stay on the field. And I know that, there are other conspiracies. Hold on. Wait. Folks, you got to remember, Brian Flores, who did he work for? George Soros. Flo, can't get this thing to stay on my head anymore. Yeah, toss it away. Flo was working for the Illuminati. He was working for the globalists. Brian Flores, he was actively sabotaging Tua's career. Tua was fine. Tua was perfectly healthy. Ribs, no problem. Finger, no problem. Could have played. I know that there are people out there who legitimately believe the only reason why Tua missed any games last year was because Brian Flores was screwing him up. What? The Baltimore game, I think he could have started, okay? Outside of that, Tua's got to stay available and healthy more often. So I got to hope better offensive line, going to protect his ribs, going to protect his limbs. He's not going to get hit as much. And, another thing, I know that the really radicalized TuaNon disciples will always, they'll cherry pick certain stats to just show you this is how amazing Tua is with no time to throw, how good he was under pressure, how quick the release was, how well he did despite having the worst offensive line in the NFL. You can cherry pick some stats, valid stats that make Tua look really good under pressure. I thought Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald pulled up an interesting stat that tells a little bit of a different story, okay? He noted the decisions that Tua make sometimes in the face of a heavy pass rush need to improve. Tua had a 54.8% passer rating under pressure last season with 3 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. That was among the league's worst per Pro Football Focus. But that's another thing. Again, offensive line is getting better. You got more downfield threats. So defenses have to be honest against the Dolphins because you got so much more speed than you had last year. He's going to be facing less pressure. So even if he made I know people don't want to admit it, but even if Tua was making last year some questionable decisions under pressure, if there's less pressure, you see what I'm thinking? If there's less pressure, you don't even have to worry as much about those decisions that he's making under pressure. But folks, yeah, we can allow ourselves to get a little bit excited for the season to come, okay? And, the Dolphins, they're out there doing what I think are mandatory workouts. But, is anything really optional anymore? Right? I mean, you got the collective bargaining agreements. There's certain things you have to report to, otherwise you'll get fined. There's other things, you're expected to report to. I'm not sure if what's going on out there this week is technically mandatory or optional, but I think everybody's out there. And this is pretty exciting. Some of you have probably seen this video already. It came out within the last couple of hours. Here is hopefully the NFL's next great quarterback wide receiver combo. Watch this. Now that's not a deep ball, but watching the two, I could watch this on loop all day. Tua Tagovailoa to Cheetah, number 1 to number 10. Tua to Tyreek Hill. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Now, I gotta tell you though, I was looking through the comments to this video, and I'm gonna scroll through some of the comments here on Twitter. It's a, I mean, I'm glad that people are excited about this. Like, people seem genuinely excited to watch Tua throw like a meaningless practice pass to Tyreek Hill. But a lot of the responses are like, we've got some people who have 13-year-old maturity levels commenting on Dolphins. Everything sexual with you people. Like all the response, like people talking about their boners, like in all the responses to this video. Well, let me see if it comes up when I go through. Look at this. Am I even allowed to show that on YouTube? This guy is holding up his iPad with what I presume to be an erection. I should not be looking at this. There's a lot of comments like this. Oh man. I don't know why cocky Finns fan wants to wake up Ugly Durog. I think Doug sleeps regular hours. I think he was awake. Oh, let's see. That's a very graphic image of Kermit the Frog. Alejandro says just busted a nut at work. That makes 2 of us. I mean, why do you people have the senses of humor of like prepubescent people? I've seen way too many graphic images of cartoon characters and puppets. Oh man. Let me see if I can find any more. Yeah, see, Deb knows what I'm talking about. Deb sees the replies. He only threw it 5 yards, tweets incoming. I don't know, man. Just watching Tua connect with Tyreek Hill, even on a throw like that. Hold on, let me see what else we can find here. Oh, look at that. I mean, come on, folks. There's children watching this right now. What is I thought that was the only way to hold up an iPad, says Alex M. I mean, this is obscene, the replies. Oh, I'm afraid to even click on this. What is this? Hold on. I'm going to click on this. Oh, that's the score from The Batman. I like that. That's amazing. Which I think is now available on HBO Max. So I gotta rewatch that today. Those 5-yard dinkers gonna hit different when Hill takes them to the house. Oh, look what that guy's doing a push-up with. This is obscene. I've got so much of a pulse. I may be making a baby tonight. I'm sorry. I mean, okay, I think we've seen enough. I'm so afraid that this video is going to get flagged. Please, if you're watching this right now, do not flag this video. But let's watch the original source material again. There's Tua dropping back. Now, I can't tell how many yards was the throw. Like, what did that travel? Like, you think like 8 or 9 yards in the air? I don't think there's any way to tell from that angle. But there goes Cheetah. There's Tua. There's Cheetah. And that's all she wrote. He's taking it to the house for a touchdown. I think David's talking about the music from the Batman. He says, odd use of that score. 1 yard, he says. It definitely traveled more than 1 yard in the air. Like, if you count the yards where he dropped back to where the pass was actually completed, it might have only been like 1 yard from the line of scrimmage, but I don't know. Oh my God. I'm laughing way too hard. So there you have it. Dolphins fans getting excited, possibly too excited about a video of Tua throwing the football to Tyreek Hill in practice. But no, honestly, and I know Tua's got a great attitude about it. I know he's aware of the pressure that he's under this year because guys, like we know how this is going to go. If Tua, throws a couple of interceptions week 1, if Tua just can't find Tyreek Hill wide open down the field on a couple of plays, even if he has a good game overall and you have a few negative highlights like that stick out, he's never going to hear the end of it, right? Because people are now going to be looking and scrutinizing the Miami Dolphins as a team that has invested a lot of money, draft picks, time, playmakers to improve their offense. And if the quarterback doesn't have a stellar year, he's going to hear about it. Now, I hope for the sake of fairness, because obviously I'm going to scrutinize Tua. I cover the Miami Dolphins for a living. That's part of what I do. That's part of my 401k is covering the Miami Dolphins. So if Tua does well, I'll admit it. Tua doesn't do well, you're going to hear about it. I don't get paid to cover other teams necessarily. I get paid to cover the Dolphins. But no, I hope that the media has the same energy for other quarterbacks that I believe have to step up. I kind of wonder what kind of pressure do you think, guys, that there is on Joe Burrow? Does the fact that Burrow just played in a Super Bowl and had like a really awesome run through the postseason, does that take some pressure off of it? Because he didn't win the Super Bowl, but does it take some pressure off of Burrow knowing like he already showed he can take a team to the playoffs? So maybe he's on scholarship for a couple of years, or do you think the pressure even gets built up even further because he just played in a Super Bowl and now you expect him to make deep playoff runs every year? I kind of wonder about that, but I don't know. To me, I think at least for 1 year, a little bit of the pressure has been taken off of Burrow, but I hope that they have the same energy for my guy, Justin Herbert. Like talent wise, Herbert has had better first 2 years in the NFL than Tua has, but he's still not been to the playoffs. So, if the expectation is, and the Chargers have had a good offseason as well. So if the expectation for Tua is playoffs or bust for the Dolphins, you've got to have that expectation as well for the Chargers. So I hope that Herbert has that same sort of scrutiny. And also, like year 2, at what point do we all stop handling Trevor Lawrence with kid gloves? He lost the draft lottery by, getting taken by just an awful, awful team. I mean, the Jaguars are a dumpster fire. They had a dumpster fire of a head coach last year. For the most part, Lawrence didn't play very well. He did have a couple games where he showed some flashes of, okay, that's the guy. That's the guy that they drafted. That's the guy that was, top of everything when he was at Clemson. For the most part, didn't perform very well. Plenty of reasons or excuses why he didn't. But I've got to think that for Trevor Lawrence, there's got to be more pressure heading into his second year. There's got to be pressure on Herbert heading into his third year with no playoff appearances yet. And yeah, I'm totally fine with the idea that there is pressure on Tua Tagovailoa heading into his third year, where the Dolphins to me have a team that on paper looks like a playoff team. Vegas doesn't think so, though. What do you guys think of the Dolphins over under heading into next year? It's only 8.5 wins, 17-game season. The Dolphins won 9 games last year with a brutally bad offense. 9 games won last year. And Vegas only has the over-under at 8.5. Excuse me. I think the reason why the over-under is so low, it's not as much about what the Dolphins did or didn't do this offseason. I think it probably has more to do with the rest of the AFC. Like now that the AFC is just so loaded up with franchise quarterbacks, like it's been like an exodus of everyone leaving the NFC to come over to the AFC. I think that kind of raises the bar for the rest of the conference, and that hurts the Dolphins a little bit because the AFC is just so loaded. I do personally, and man, if Brooklyn Rob is in here, he's not going to want to hear this. David, not going to want to hear this. I'm going to place a bet on the over 8.5. I apologize in advance. I apologize in advance for my mush, but I don't know. Only expecting the Dolphins to win, less than 9 games. I think that's shooting it low. I think this is probably a 10 or 11 team, 10 or 11 win team coming into this year, and probably a playoff team. Card Finn says maybe Doug Peterson will help Trevor Lawrence. He can't hurt, that's for sure. IMAX writes in, Dan Marino, like Joe Burrow, made the Super Bowl in his second and never went back. It's possible he never go. Oh, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, IMAX. And I'll never forget that with Marino. After he played in that Super Bowl, 1984 season, lost. Everyone was just like, "Don't worry, you know." Dan's like, what was he, 23, 24 years old at that time, just slinging it all. He'll be back many, many times. Many, many times Marino will be back. I mean, that might have been when the mush started because I was born that same year. I think we might have cracked the code here. If you talk about the Donno mush, mush our season again, Alex M. writes. If you're talking about the Donno mush, because some of you out there, you think that I give bad luck to all my sports teams. Is it a coincidence that the only time Dan Marino played in a Super Bowl and the last time the Dolphins ever got to a Super Bowl was the same season that I was born during? Is that a coincidence? Yes or no? Oh. And yeah, you're right. Card Fin fan. I recall thinking after Super Bowl, I'm so bad with Roman numerals, 29 or 19, Super Bowl 19, that the Finns would be back. Yeah. Eight or nine wins again with some coach sniffing coke in Hialeah. Oh man. Dono mushed teams before it was called the mush. That's right. Before anyone called me the mush, I was an infant. I was like a tiny baby, and I was mushing our South Florida sports teams. Oh man, I'm gonna read through more of the comments. They're coming in fast and furious. What is this? Greer loved Josh Rose. Enough said. Oh man, I will admit, and you guys probably noticed this when I criticize certain moves and draft picks over the last several years that Chris Greer has made. I don't usually call him out for the Josh Rosen trade, and it's because I thought that was a good idea at the time. I did. It seemed like a low risk move for someone who was, a top 10 pick just a year prior. Like I thought the juice was worth the squeeze on that one. It obviously didn't work out, but I didn't criticize that move because I was rooting for it. Like I was when everyone was talking about Rosen being on the trade block, because that was right before Arizona drafted Kyler Murray. It's like, wait, so they're going to trade Rosen? They're going to hit the reset button so quickly on that? I'm like, you go trade for him. Yeah, this guy might be good. You're the 10th overall pick last year. You can get him for a second round pick. I thought it was a great idea. All right. So I want to remind you guys, we're going to talk a little bit about the Miami Heat in a second, and I'm going to read your comments and throw some shout outs. I think Taco About Sports is going to be joining us in a few minutes. I had asked him because Alfredo Arteaga was originally going to join us, but he had to cancel because he was stuck at work. So we'll try to get him on at a later date this week. And so I was going to have Alfredo at 2:20, Dave Friedman at 2:35, and I had messaged Dave like an hour before the show to see if he could come on a little early because Alfredo can't come on. Never responded. So it's like, all right, I'm a little bit, this is completely irrational, right? Because maybe he just didn't receive my direct message or didn't see it. But I'm mad that Dave didn't show up at the earlier time that I requested. Rosen stunk bad from day one, Cliff writes. Finn's Unity says, I love Tua, but if you slot in a Rodgers, Carr, Stafford, Burrow, we are debatably better than any team in the league. We are in such a win now mode that Tua can't give us the. I agree. And guys, I love that message there from Finn's Unity. That brings this topic full circle for me. That's why I say there's nothing wrong with putting pressure on Tua. There's nothing wrong with it. And talking about it, like talking about there being pressure on him should not be taken as an insult. Because I hear the radicalized QAnon members are like, what, what do you mean there's pressure? What are you talking about? Tua's the greatest. I sleep in Tua pajamas. I've got 14 Tua jerseys. I sleep in Tua bed. What do you mean there's pressure? You just hate him. Why do you talk so bad? How dare you say that there's pressure on him? Bros, National Football League, you've just invested so much in talent for your offense. The expectation has got to be you are building the engine of a Lamborghini, and you need to make sure you've got the right driver behind that wheel. So when we've spent all this money on Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, Cedric Wilson, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, Connor Williams, you already have Jalen Waddle. Like, you got a lot of talent. You have the engine of a Lamborghini. You need to make sure you have the right driver behind that wheel. There's nothing wrong with saying there's pressure. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with setting an expectation. I just need him to go out and do it. I'm glad he spends like 25 hours a day training with Nick Hicks. I'm glad he's throwing medicine balls. I'm glad he's doing bench presses and working out and throwing day and night. I love the work that Tua is putting in. So let's translate that onto the field. Shake Money says they hated Tannehill because they didn't give him competition. Shouldn't we do the same here with our quarterback one now? Listen, I don't know. I don't. Some people consider Teddy Bridgewater to be competition. I don't care that he refused to define his role. I think Teddy understands he's here to be the backup. I think Teddy, though, does understand like there's an opportunity with a quarterback who's gotten hurt the last couple of years that he's probably going to have a chance to start a game or two here. And I think that probably made him even sweeter on the idea of coming to Miami, hometown. But hey, this quarterback has missed some games every year. I might actually get a chance to step in and play in Miami where I wouldn't in some other places. But yeah, I mean, obviously, when you talk about, I don't know what you mean bring in competition, because, obviously now that you've traded away most of your picks, right? You've got a third rounder, fourth rounder, 2 7th rounders. I don't think you're going to use any one of those on a quarterback. So it's Tua and Teddy next year. But hey, I mean, if Tua is not great in 2022, that's when you circle the wagons. You consider drafting a quarterback in 2023. Quarterdeck Seafood Bar and Neighborhood Grill. I hope to see some of you out there. I hope to see all of you out there. We're going to be out there this Sunday, 7 p.m., Heat and Hawks Game 4. There's definitely going to be a Game 4. As much as I love the Heat to win the series in 3, it's not possible. We're going to get out. You know what? How about this, my friends? If the Heat have a 3-0 series lead heading into Game 4, and we're going to be watching it at the Quarterdeck Davy, Sunday, 7 p.m. If the Heat have a 3-0 series lead, I want you all to bring your brooms to the Quarterdeck. I want you to bring your brooms to the Quarterdeck Seafood Bar and Neighborhood Grill for our Game 4 watch party. 7 p.m. at the Quarterdeck Davy. It's on University Drive, right across the street from Nova Southeastern University. My friends, the Quarterdeck is the best place to watch all the games. Basketball playoffs, hockey playoffs are starting up soon. I think our Heat and our Panthers are both going to make deep runs in their respective playoffs. You can watch all the games at the Quarterdeck. The Quarterdeck also has every UFC pay-per-view fight for zero cover charge. You pay nothing at the door to watch a UFC pay-per-view. The food is absolutely delicious. I love the fresh seafood. I love to build my own poke bowl. Oh, I love the fresh mahi-mahi. The burgers and sandwiches are to die for. And the Quarterdeck is a great place to get your drink on, my friends. 2-for-1 happy hour all day, every day. The drink specials literally never end at the Quarterdeck. The beer is always so cold. So do yourself a favor. Go online, quarterdeckrestaurants.com. On their website, you can find their full menu, and you can also find the location nearest to you. We'll be at the Davy location this Sunday night. I hope to see you there. It's a little old 5 Reasons watch party. Bring your brooms. Bring your brooms to the Quarterdeck. We'll see you there on Sunday. Come for the food, stay for the fun. Oh, and how about this? We have an official sports book here on Donno Daily, and that's BetUS.com. BetUS.com is America's favorite sports book. They are the 3-decade leader. They have the best customer service you will find and the best bonuses you're going to find in the sports betting business. BetUS.com is a full-service sports book fully available in Florida. You can use all the features from your smartphone or your computer in the state of Florida. So sign up. You can bet money lines, spreads, props, parlays. They even have an online casino. Guys, you can bet on the basketball playoff games, the hockey playoffs, international soccer, which is going on all the freaking time, UFC fights, boxing. They have it all for you, and live betting on all of it. You can bet not only before the game starts, you can bet during the game at betus.com. So sign up with our code. Our code gives you the best bonus in the industry. You sign up with our code 5RSN125. It's written there on the screen. If you don't think you're going to remember it, write it down, jot it down. 5RSN125. If you use our code, they give you a 125% sign-up bonus. You don't want to miss out on that. 5RSN125. If you deposit $100, they're going to give you $125 of free play money on top of your deposit. If you deposit $1,000, they'll give you $1,250 of free play money on top of your deposit. And you can bet sports, play in their online casino, bet horses, pop culture props. BetUS.com. You bet, you win, you get paid. BetUS.com. Do you think, by the way, it was too much for me to say bring your brooms to the quarterdeck this weekend? Is that a mush? You know, the series is going to be 2-1 coming into game 4. You just don't. Heat, by the way, they do play tonight at 7:30. I think it's going to be more like a 7:40 tip-off. You know how they do that for TV. Basketball needs to be more like baseball and international soccer. Because they tell you the start time, that's the start time. Like, I'm going to be watching in 25 minutes, Coppa Italia match between Inter and Milan. It's scheduled for 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, they're kicking the ball. I wish it was like that in basketball. 7:30 start time. 7:30, you tip it off. It's 7:40, 7:42. It's going to be a whole thing. Oh, our guest for the day. He is decked out. Hold on. Should I, do you mind if I go topless for a second and put on my, he's got a Jesus Shuttlesworth. Oh, bro. That is amazing. Oh, hold on.
It's coming. That's what she said.
Spare people my pale skin, but I'm gonna put this on over my t-shirt because I need it to both be heated out. Hold on.
Do it right now. I'll talk. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? I'm gonna take over for Donno when he's on vacation.
I gotta put this on. I can't actually hear you because I took my headphones.
Yeah, no, it's good. You're better off not hearing
unless you want to talk to the people out there. Don't even.
Yeah. So hey, go sign up for Prize Picks.
Here we go.
There you go. I'll promote while you're busy.
And he's got the
code 5.
Yeah, I find I know it's nice. It's nice to wear hats to conceal your baldness, but more important for me, my head is so shiny. Like my head is so shiny.
I just shaved too. I had to dark it down in here, you know.
Yeah, that's good, man. So I love. So was that the that was one of the nickname jerseys, right? When Ray Allen got to put Shuttlesworth on the back.
So what was it? King James? Was it D Wade was on the back? There were some good ones. I don't remember. Birdman, right?
What was Bosch? I can't remember.
CB1?
CB. He was CB.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, I think he was CB.
So what's going on, man?
I'm getting pumped for Heat Hawks game 2 tonight, and let's talk about it, man. Since we're both decked out in our Miami Heat apparel. This is the only Heat jersey that I own that fits me. It's a Shaquille O'Neal.
Was it Shaq's actual jersey? Is that why it fits?
I've lost 50 pounds, man. You can wash your damn mouth.
You're looking good. We'll go get a salad after this.
We should. That's what I've been eating when I go out to the quarterdeck. When I go out to the quarterdeck over the last 6 months, and they've got good food for health conscious people as well. I've gotten the Asian chicken salad a couple times, and I love the sushi and the poke bowl. So it's like, bro, it's delicious food. Now I knock back a lot of alcohol, which probably cancels out the healthy food. But
I was just talking about this yesterday. Actually, I've been going there since like 20s, you know, going out there drinking, and like you said, so we used to play beer pong out there like every Friday.
Nice. By the way, are you going to come out there this Sunday? We're going to be out there for game 4.
I'll be there. Should I wear this?
You should. In fact, don't change or shower until Sunday.
Okay. Hey, I can blame somebody at least, right?
Yeah, it's my fault. Peer
When
pressure.
Ethan gets all mad at me, I'll blame you.
Oh man, I love it. So okay, the last time out, game 1 on Sunday, not only did the Heat dominate, they were able to hold Trae Young to 1 for 12 shooting, career playoff low, 8 points for him. And listen, I know a lot of people look at that and they say, well, what was wrong with Trae Young? And yeah, listen, by any measure, he had a bad game, but the Heat also they covered him so well. I mean, with the way that they're able, the versatility, they're able to put Bam on Trae Young. They're able to put PJ Tucker on Trae Young. I remember that moment where Trae, he did like 4 crossovers trying to cross away from PJ Tucker. He stayed with him every step of the way. Like the Heat can make his life a living hell. So what are you expecting tonight in game 2?
Well, first of all, like obviously they wanted to make a point there, right? I mean, they came out super aggressive on defense, and the crowd was getting into it because of defensive stuff. So, yeah. Look, when they got Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker, like this is what we expected, right? Dogs. So yeah, Trae Young like had a bad game, but like I expect that too. And I actually like when I put my prize picks in the other day, I went under on Trae Young, pretty much on everything.
It's a big winner.
Yeah. So I mean, look, if you expect him to come out tonight and go crazy, like that's not happening. And I said the other day, I'm like, just the crowd needs to not start doing the Trae Young sucks or F Trae Young or whatever, any of that stuff, because that gets him going. Just like, the Kyrie stuff the other day. It was just, you don't want to do that, right? In certain guys. So they'll shut him down again. I feel like I always go with Heat in 5, right? Just because it's trendy, but Heat in 4.
Let's do it. Heat in 4, man. I was telling people, Dave, we're going to be out and I've gotten your RSVP, which I appreciate. So we're going to be out there Sunday for game 4. I'm already telling people, literally, bring your brooms to the quarterdeck. If the Heat have a 3-0 lead, I want people to bring their brooms from their broom closet. Is that a thing? Wherever you keep your brooms.
It might, now that I'm thinking about it, right? It might actually be Heat in 5 if we're having a 5 Reasons watch party for game 4. Ethan, that's right. Ethan's a little bit of a jinx there. So
can we
maybe
tell
it
Ethan?
Is Heat in 5.
We'll tell Ethan not to show up. Like we want Brady Hawk to come to the watch party because he's good luck. We can tell Ethan to stay home.
I'm sure he'll find something to do.
Oh my God.
Atlanta.
By the way, this is a pretty good question here from Alex M because game 1, Duncan Robinson went off 8 for 9 from 3.
How do you feel about that?
Listen, I surprised but happy, right? Because the thing is, I think it's a good question because I'm not expecting him to duplicate it or anything close to it in game 2. Alex M says, will Duncan make over or under 6 threes in game 2? I'm going to go under. I think he's going to hit maybe 4. Like I'm going to go under 6 threes, but I think the Heat will be fine because like it was great that Duncan stepped up offensively last game because Tyler Hero and Bam both scored single digits. So like they needed somebody outside of Jimmy and Lowry to step up, and Duncan was the guy actually led the Heat in scoring led everybody in scoring with 27 points. So I think Tyler's going to play a lot better, and hopefully Bam plays better offensively. So I don't think this is going to cost the Heat the game or anything, but I'm thinking like 4 threes tonight for Dunk.
So here's the thing, right? Yeah, I mean, again, that was an outlying game, right? He's not.
Did he freeze or did? Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure if you froze or if I froze. You froze for a second.
I don't know. Maybe it was my internet. Like the other guys didn't have to do anything. Like,
right.
Look at the score. So yeah, Duncan went off, but like when he's doing that, that takes the ball out of the hands of everybody else. And when he's hot, they're gonna give him the ball. So I think Tyler, like you said, he's gonna have a more normal type of game for himself, and Duncan will kind of come back to earth a little bit. But the reality is, like, I don't think they have to do too much. It's just get through this series, whoever it is,
Now, I want to also get into with you, because I was talking about this to start the episode, the pressure on Tua. Now, I think part of it, like when we talk about pressure on Tua heading into his 3rd year, it's healthy, right? Because when you assemble the type of offensive talent the Dolphins have just assembled, like you expect your quarterback to play to a certain level. And it's not an insult to say that. Like because I get some people in my DMs that are like, oh, why does the media, why are they saying there's pressure?
You get DMs about this?
I get DM. I swear, I can show you the screenshots.
Okay.
I get literal DMs about this stuff as if I'm the one. Well, actually, I do some of the complaining, but as
You
if
are
I'm
pretty awful, man. I don't know. I DM you
know.
some crazy stuff too, so you know.
But no, I literally get DMs about this. Why the media is putting so much pressure onto it now. What I don't think is fair from the media is when they say things like he literally can't throw it 20 yards downfield. It's just wrong. Like he
You
can.
probably shouldn't have shown the clip to argue that point, but that was an exciting clip.
Well, and the other thing is, like, people act as though Tyreek Hill is incapable of catching a football that's thrown less than 60 air yards, as if he's only running go routes. So I think those, like, the narrative isn't always correct, but I think it's perfectly fine to say there's pressure on him, because for a team that's just assembled this much talent, if the quarterback isn't up to par, you got to find someone who is. So there's pressure next year.
So two things, the Tyreek thing, right? The stats show that, like, last year, Mahomes threw the ball completion-wise, like, behind the line more than anybody else. So, you know, again, and going back to him going deep and all these things, like, if you watch Mahomes throwing to him most of the time deep, they're broken plays. They're balls that are jump balls that Tyreek just goes up and, I mean, yeah, Mahomes is amazing, right? I'm not saying anything about him, but Tyreek makes quarterbacks better. And I think everyone's aware of that. Like, it's not some secret. So, you know, the idea, like you said, that he can't catch a slant pass and go 90 yards or whatever, and that's ridiculous. But, you know, the Tua thing, like, you and I talk for weeks, man, about, like, just do whatever it is so that they figure out if he's the guy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the goal. You and I didn't expect all this. I mean, you know, we talked and it was no Tyreek.
Yeah, I expected maybe like Teron Armstead and
right. Well, you and I were doing the Teron thing like the day before, you know. So yeah, I mean, look, they did exactly what we wanted them to do. He has no excuse, and I'm not saying he needs an excuse. He wants the challenge, which I like.
Right. Yeah,
so
I like that
look,
too.
you and I are funny about the Tua thing, but bring it on, man. Like, I'm excited, you know.
I think I've actually I've been pretty nice to Tua today, so I hope that's reflected in the YouTube comments, right? Because, like,
your DMs will be clean today.
Yeah, I hope so. And by the way, speaking of the YouTube comments, Andy from Scotland, thank you so much, my friend. And by the way, when we get super chats in euros, it feels so much classier. Actually, I think that's pounds even, because he's in the UK. Yeah, I guess that when we get super chats in a different currency, I feel like it classes up the joint. Like the
you
dollar,
just say you lost 50 pounds.
Yeah,
you lost 50 pounds and you got 449 pounds. So 45, whatever, 45 points. Yeah. Whatever.
That's brilliant. Andy from Scotland, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yeah, it is pounds. Yeah. I should have known. I had to think about it, because I'm like, usually when I see a different money sign, I'm automatically, oh, euros. But no, Andy's in the UK, so it's pounds. My mind is blown.
It's like the metric system, you know?
It is. Brooklyn Rob says Mush will be lobbying to be the next president of the Tua fan club. I don't think they'll let me in.
Yeah. Hey, man, look, if they turn into the team that, like, they could turn into, we're ending the negativity. Everything's just positivity moving forward, you know? Twitter will be a magical place.
I mean, I'd like to be president of the United States, but if I can't accomplish that, I think president of the Tua fan club would be a nice consolation prize.
Listen, if you're going to be president, I would like you to keep the hat. Like, I think that would be a great, like, portrait of the president on the wall for, like, the next 1,000 years or whatever. Yeah, exactly. And the jersey.
Yeah, right. I'll just be wearing the random 04 Shaq jersey.
Shaquille O'Neal's actual game-worn jersey.
So the other jersey, and I know it's like somewhere, probably in like a box somewhere, but I've got like vintage circa 1997. I've got an Alonzo Mourning Heat jersey, which, you know, this
champion.
No, what?
The champion brand.
Oh yeah, the champion.
I got one. Yeah. I got one. A size 48, man. It's in my closet.
Oh no, 48 would actually fit me. This is like whatever size I had when I was in 7th grade, like, which is not. It was probably like an adult small equivalent. So no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. By the way, you mentioned you got show everyone the Prize Picks mug so they can see what you got going on.
Oh, my drink is in there. Wait.
What are you drinking?
The sauce. It's taco hot sauce.
The sauce.
Yeah, it's Taco Tuesday, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I always come on and like we never talk about tacos. It's like the weirdest thing.
Well, because I mean, you make it weird though. Because usually, like when I ask you when I ask you about what kind of tacos you're gonna eat, you're usually like, "No, I'm eating like burgers or mac and cheese today." It's
Oh
like,
yeah, well the idea is I eat tacos every day, so you got to take a day off. Like I said, the Shabbat kind of thing on Saturday. Yeah,
are you
gotta mix
more
it up.
with tacos? Are you more traditional, or do you like the Korean barbecue tacos? Like people make like sashimi tacos. Like, are you into those fusion things, or do you keep it traditional?
I like the traditional like taco and Taco Bell. It's one of those things. You either love it or hate it, right? But I'm a Taco Bell guy. But I'll eat the other stuff too. I like mixing it up, getting a little fancy,
Yeah.
throwing a nice little black dress underneath this jersey.
Do you like a Taco Bell? Do you like the Dorito shell or the regular?
I get the regular. I mean, I've had the Dorito shell, but I'm funny,
It's a
man.
little
Like,
messy. It's on your fingers.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the extra cheese, I'm like Cheetos, right?
Yeah. I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know. I don't know everything. I don't know all the
That's
gimmicks
why
they have
you
going
lost
on.
50 pounds.
Exactly. Yeah. I
I've been
haven't been
gaining
there.
weight. I don't know why.
I haven't been there since the day before I started losing weight.
Yeah,
What a
that makes
coincidence,
sense.
huh?
It all adds up now. Checks out.
So bad. So, but before we run, I want to talk a little bit about Prize Picks, especially guys with the playoffs going on. Make Prize Picks your jam. Now, Dave, are you going to be going unders again for Trae Young, or do you think maybe last game was lightning in a bottle and he'll probably go over? Or are you going unders again?
So here's the thing. I looked at the board and the numbers are super low.
Oh,
Like
really?
everybody across the board for the game, I think they just don't know what to expect because of the blowout. So
Okay.
I think I might stay away from the Trae Young stuff. But I do like the free throws. I know he kind of got close to it, but I like going under on him with free throws. Those are higher numbers, assists a lot of times. And overall, I did the points, rebounds, and assists. So, if he's at 40, 45 or whatever, you got to think he's got to score 20-something points, 10-something rebounds, 10 assists. It's not – I think he's going to be held down this series. So I will go under on him.
Now, what about like overs for somebody like Tyler Hero? Because he was so quiet last game. I feel like he may be due.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like last game, I figured even if it was a blowout, like he's coming off the bench, they play him a little bit more. But again, he didn't have to do anything. I just think it comes down to that. But like Duncan's not going to do that. I think Tyler goes back to being Tyler a little bit. And look, it's not even about the series. Like they got to get everybody going a little bit, right? So
yeah,
they got the Sixers coming up. That's really what it is.
So, guys, I want to remind everybody, PrizePicks.com and the PrizePicks mobile app, the official daily fantasy sports provider here at the Fed. I love the product placement with the cup. PrizePicks is our official daily fantasy sports provider here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Guys, it's you versus the numbers. I love it. It combines my love for parlays and daily fantasy. I am a PrizePicks junkie. And playoffs, great time to get involved. It's you versus the numbers, over, unders. You lock in 2, 3, 4 players. You win real money. Very easy to cash out. So sign up, download the mobile app, which is great, or go to their website, prizepicks.com, and sign up and deposit with our code 5. That's FIVE. And they're going to match your first deposit 100% up to $100. Prize Picks truly is daily fantasy simplified. So make sure you use our code FIVE. Mr. Taco, I got a soccer game to watch, so I'm gonna let you and the folks run in a minute. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and go Heat.
You ready? Are you ready? You got it? You ready?
That was easy.
Oh yeah, we got some.
What's all? What I was gonna say? What is all that other noise? It's smoking too.
That was easy.
Oh my god!
Easy.
Love you, man.
I'll see you later, bro. Love you too.
Bye.
I love it. All right, let me throw a few shout outs out here. I don't know, Alex, if he's gonna even play so much this series on Caleb Martin, but I think you can count on Atlanta adjusting and then Spo trying to adjust to whatever their adjustments are going to be. So you never know. Brooklyn Rob, thank you so much. Oh, Alex M also says, also Trae had his knees iced in the fourth. Wonder if there's something going on there too. That was probably a pride thing. He probably thought, I'm playing so shitty. Let me just ice my knees so that they think like there's something wrong with me. I don't know. Mush will be off his diet Sunday at the watch party. He is about to tear up some buffalo shrimp. Oh, I do love the buffalo shrimp. And I haven't had it in a long time because when I originally started my diet, it was to cut cholesterol. And then I'm like, I'm already cutting out cholesterol. Let me just cut out everything bad. Then, 50 pounds later, I'm like, all right, I can do this. So maybe, and shrimp are like high in cholesterol, I think. So maybe I can cheat. I can have some buffalo shrimp. David, thank you so much for tuning in. People are apparently making a big deal about Taco Bell's Mexican pizza for some reason. Like, that's not new, though, is it? Hasn't the Mexican pizza been around for years, or did they redo the recipe or something? I don't know. I've never had their Mexican pizza. Um, Suhei, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Dolphins have seen great players get to their organization and not do a thing. Then they leave to other teams and are a success. And usually when they leave to other teams, it's usually New England. And then they have success, or Buffalo sometimes, and they have success there. Let's see. Card Fins, thank you so much. Oh, by the way, and I did. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Did I shout this one out? Yes, I did, because we talked about the pounds, dollars thing. But Andy from Scotland, thank you so much again for the super chat. That's very, very generous, and I appreciate your love from across the pond. I think I plugged David already. I try to throw as many shout outs as I can. Cliff D, and he's talking about the over-under. He says novice head coach and questionable quarterback equals 8.5 wins. Yeah, but there's no denying like the talent is a lot better on the Dolphins. I still think the 8.5 win thing is more about the rest of the AFC getting better as well. We'll see, man. I think the Dolphins are going to win 10 games or 11 games this year. We shall find out. Fins Unity, thank you so much. New head coach, but he's smart man, and he's building smart coaching around him. Yeah, I mean, didn't do too many changes to the defensive side, but yeah, the offensive side, I think the coaching has gotten way better. And even on the defensive side, like you got Pat Surtain and Sam Madison on the staff now, which I think is going to be awesome this year. Big Dan 305, thank you so much. I agree with you that Teddy is not a threat to Tua. Shake Money, thank you so much. They hated Tannehill because they didn't give him competition. Yeah, I think I read this one already. Yeah, I mean Tua, yeah, obviously Teddy is not really competition, so we're not going to have competition for at least another year. Donno activates the Joe Robbie Stadium Indigenous Burial Ground curse. Oh man, I think I might be more powerful than that one. Let's see here. Oh, I got 3 more minutes for shout outs, and then it is soccer time. Indeed. Thank you so much for tuning in. Max, I love it. I want to read this again, though, from Indeed. Coddling Tannehill for years, then short leashing Tua is not the appropriate response. How about giving people the opportunity somewhere in the middle? Well, and Tua's getting that, right? I mean, a lot of people wanted to pull the plug on Tua after year 2, if not during year 2. And they're not. Like they're giving him at least another full season. So we shall see what happens this year. I don't think it's too much coddling though. And again, Max, thank you so much. We move from the Orange Bowl into Joe Robbie Stadium. Wow. I feel like that's somebody's name, so I apologize that it's just not enough spaces in there. I can't. Him in name Slim. Thank you so much. Whatever your name is. I took a shot at it, bro. I'm so sorry. I think I already shouted out Card Fins. A lot of the same people just talking to each other. It's throwing me off. Oh, here's a new one I haven't shouted out yet. Ian from Brooklyn. Thank you so much. Oh, bro. Yeah, I was on with Joe. I'm so tired. I was on with Joe Rose this morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Got up at 4:30 this morning. I've also recorded and it's available now wherever you get your podcasts. I recorded a Locked On Canes episode this morning. So Miami Hurricanes fans, if you haven't already, please go to wherever you download your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Odyssey.com or the Odyssey app, and search Locked On Canes. I do a daily 30-minute Miami Hurricanes football-focused episode. We put one out today. So, yeah, Joe Rose this morning, Locked On Canes. After that this morning, live streaming now. I'm actually taping something for tomorrow's Locked On Canes in a couple hours. This is my bro. This is just the grind. This is the grind. And thank you so much, Ian, for listening this morning as well. Who else? Oh, my guy. I didn't see you at first. Louis Sung Sr. Love this dude. Louis is a great guy. And I love his kid, Louis Jr., who's a part of the 5 Reasons Sports Network, is an awesome, awesome guy and a great writer. Good host as well. And let's see. That might be it. If I missed it, did I shout out Big Dan? I should have. I think I did. Big Dan, hello to you as well. If I missed anybody in the shout outs, I apologize. Didn't mean to skip you. Oh, we got Lewis from Scotland. Hello. So we have Andy and Lewis. They love us in Scotland. Thank you so much for tuning in. Taco. Nicole, hello. What is it, like 300 to 400 million on offense? No pressure. That's well said. All the money that they spent on offense. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. Also, the Wayne D Experience. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Diego says it was discontinued. What was discontinued? What were we talking about? I can't remember. Oh, the Mexican pizza. So the Mexican pizza was discontinued. Was anybody ordering it, though? It's the thing. Like, I've been to Taco Bell 1,000 times in my life. I've tried literally everything on the menu except the Mexican pizza. It's probably why they don't offer it anymore. It's probably like, if anyone watching this happens to be like one of the 9 people that ordered the Mexican pizza at Taco Bell, I'm so sorry for your loss. I mean, nobody was ordering that thing, man. I've had all kinds of chalupas and gorditas and cheesy gordita crunches and crunch wrap supremes and burritos and tacos and nachos. Never once thought, let me go to Taco Bell. I got to have the Mexican pizza. Not once in my life. So it's why it's no longer around. All right, my friends. Thank everyone so much for stopping by. Do it again tomorrow. How about that? Tomorrow we will talk to you guys at 2 p.m. right here on Don. Before you go, if you haven't already, please do it for me. Do it for the kids. I've only got one kid, but do it for the kid. Smash the like button, smash that thumbs up button, and make sure you subscribe to 5 Reasons Sports on YouTube. We'll talk to you guys again tomorrow on another episode of Donno Daily on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. See ya.